Well, looks like it is time to start the countdown timer, isn't it?
The first design midnight downtown. Don't forget your promises. Alive, it's all in favor. Locked up in stables where we arrive. It's tangled cables, it's clanging sleigh bells where we align.
Check test.
Wake up, miles round. Don't you know what first is inside? Midnight downtown. Don't forget your solaces.
Hello, Mary. Good to have you out there with us. Looks like it's going to be a fun Monday here today. We got something new today.
Locked up in stables where we arrive. It's tangled cables, it's clanging sleigh bells where we unwind. Last year, it's still in my head. You kissed my hair and said what you say. Remember my fear, it's still in my head. I waited for so long, but you didn't care. Remember last year, it's still in my head. You kissed my hair and said what you said. You don't know heartache till you know none. You don't know sorrow until you're undone. Remember last year, it's still in my head. Wake up, miles round. Don't you know the first design? Midnight downtown. Don't forget your promises. Alive, it's all in fables.
And if anybody is
Locked up in stable.
63999-2185, I'm going to have it unmuted here for a little bit so you can check in and say hi.
It's tangled cables. It's clanging sleigh bells. Where we align.
There, somebody comes in. Hello there, this is Michael. Who's with me? This is Madam Grace. How are you doing there, control room? Okay, great.
Wake up, miles round. Don't you know we're first day inside? Midnight downtown. Don't forget your solaces behind. It's all in fables, locked up in stables, where we arrive. It's tangled cables, it's clanging sleigh bells, where we unwind.
Greetings, Monica, watching from Cork, County Cork, Ireland. Hoo-hoo! Grace and I are watching the Outlanders, so with the Scottish. So yeah, that's great. Glad to have you there with us. And let's see, you're about 7 hours ahead of us, so maybe you're having a nightcap about now yourself. You're ahead of us there. Glad to have you with us.
It's still in my head. I waited for so long, but you didn't care. Remember last year? It's still in my head. You kissed my hair and said what you said. You don't know heartache until you know none. You don't know sorrow until you're undone. Remember last year? It's still in my head. I told you I'm sorry, but you didn't hear.
And I'll announce this again, but it looks like the delay is pretty extreme. Now I have the latency set for ultra low on YouTube. I think they've got something going on. My upload speed seems to be over 30 megabits per second. And hey, here comes somebody else. Patty, welcome. Glad to have you here. Woohoo! Patty, present. And accounted for too. Patty and Monica, I think it's about a minute delay, Grace is telling me, and I did see where my upload speed is great today. I think that the YouTube server is slow. Maybe I can even, let's see, I think I have something to handle this here. Let's see, I'm going to go to my voices. We'll give it the demon. No, the deep is enough.
Today, it seems like YouTube is slow.
Maybe we can get some kids to come in and help us to get it going a little bit faster. I'm hoping that we can do better before this call is over, because it makes me crazy.
Okay. have a little fun here. And it looks like we're getting close to showtime, so I better kind of get back on the right screen. Which one do I want to be? And I think I want this screen. Green Bridge friends, Michael here at BridgeHands, and welcome to another day. It is April 6th, and we're going to start off with another fun show today. This is a half an hour with our Bridge Today talk, and so today we're going to be talking about something a little different, something that happens every day, every hand at the bridge table, and that is the different types of bids. No, not conventional bids, but the three basic elements of bridge bidding, the things we think we all know. And some of this may seem a little rudimentary, and some of it might seem just a little bit advanced, even for some of our better players out there. But that's the whole idea, is it's based upon partnership agreements. And the three types of bids, I will get to those in just a minute. Let's see who's with us here. It looks like I've got John and Patty, or looks like they're with me today. So welcome to that. Who else we got here? Kathy Clark, coming from the Sunshine Coast of Queensland, Australia. Hey, you're in tomorrow. Good day. Good morning. So good to have you here too. So, okay, so I'm going to get myself back here on the screen. I'm going back and forth here, kind of like the duck is looking smooth on top of the water with lots of things going on underneath it here. And I did want to say, Grace pointed out, for those of you who weren't here initially, is for today, YouTube seems to be going pretty slow, pretty slow. So normally it's about an 8-second delay. I think it may be over a minute. My upload speed, I see every once in a while it says that the speed is slow. I'm transmitting at about 6 megabits per second, so giving everybody high quality, and should be low latency. I've got it set for extra low. But there's something going on there today. Right now it says excellent condition, but if you get a screen freeze or it seems like it's delayed, you might be a minute behind when I'm speaking. I think Facebook, for those of you who are out on Facebook, I think it's maybe a little bit better, but we'll do the best we can. I do have the conference bridge open, but since what you're seeing me and hearing me on the internet is going to be a lot behind the audio on the conference bridge, so we'll maybe not use that too much today. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started with the show. And I think I have, this is interesting because I have one keyboard and mouse that goes to multiple computers. So let's see if I go shift down, and then I control Q to close that. And I think, yes, I can get this other up there, but now I need to, on this gets a little bit confusing. Back again to the other computer, shift up. This will be just a moment. This is what makes it exciting. Okay, hey, I think we've got it. And I think that is like, I need to get out of the way. Zoop. Okay, that looks like a little better position. So I think we are ready to get started today, and it is about the three types of bids. That is sign-off, invitational, and foreseen bids. Now, normally I've got where I can see everything over here on the teleprompter, but today, something else happened when I got booted up, so I'm a little bit different arrangement today, so I'm going to have to look off to the side a little bit. Forgive me for that, but just pretend like I'm talking to somebody in the room, okay? Okay, fake it till you make it. So, okay, control back again, and I think, yes, we're over on the other screen, so here we go. So today's format is we are going to do the Bridge Talk today, and so this is a live streaming for all audiences. You don't have to be a premium or Ultra member like yesterday when we have specialized lessons for a couple hours where we cover a lot of hands in detail. We try to get one hand on these days and try to have some more things that are fun, interesting, entertaining, and enlightening. Get my dentures in the right position on both the YouTube and Facebook site. So this chalk talk, as Eddie Cantor would call, I don't have any chalkboard here, no, but we do have a chance to go ahead and have some PowerPoint slides to kind of reinforce, because I think that most people find that if you can hear it auditorily and see things visually, you have a better chance to memorize and to encode what's going on there. So, okay, those are the three types, and I'll go through and we'll have a sample hand at the end. Okay, so I also, at the end of it, we have things that you want to give me feedback in terms of our future lessons and what else is going on. That's good too. So I don't think we have any comments from the control room yet, so I'm going to continue on. So first off, be advised that partner has minimum values in the current context is when you would want to do a sign off. So we'll give you some examples of those, but sometimes depending upon the context of where the bidding is, how many bids or rebids have been made, it could be different values, but you're still trying to sign off. We might be where we're in game. I may be interested in going to slam, but you're not. So you might sign off as we get to game. A good, for instance, would be I bid 1 spade, you bid 4 spades. We're in game. There's other ways you can bid to show a strong hand. So I would assume that's a sign off. It doesn't show extra values. You don't have interest in it. Newcomers get confused on that because they don't know how to bid a more sophisticated way. That is 1 spade, 2 clubs. Even if you only got 3 clubs, I know you have more than 10 points and I do something and then you do 4 spades. Now I know you have more than 10 points and my good spade fit. So that would be a context of a sign-off bid. We'll give some examples. So a sign-off bid, it is a request. It's not a mandate because we don't know who's the captain. I'll get into captaincy in a little bit, but at this point, we're not sure who's in control of the auction. So it is a request by the responder, could be the opener, in fact, to say, I think we've done enough bidding, and from my perspective, I would like to sign off. Next, it denies interest then to explore a higher level of contract where you get a bonus. Now, if you could stop at 1 spade, if you weren't going to go to 4 spade, wouldn't that be nice? You could get some over tricks. But sometimes that's the price of poker. We have to make an investment where we say, okay, 1 spade, 3 spades. We'll talk about invitational bids, but once we get to 4 of the major, 4 hearts or 4 spades, then we get our good game bonus. Takes the 5 level in the minors and 3 no trump. That's 9 tricks in a no trump contract to where we get the game bonus. So that obviously affects what the sign-off and invitational bids are. So, okay, with extras, then the other partner may still want to continue bidding, of course. So I may said, I want to sign off. You say 1 apple and I go 2 apples. That sounds like I don't really want to go any further. Where if it goes 1 apple, 3 apples, well, wow, it sounds like I have a little bit more interest in getting that game bonus, doesn't it? We'll see some cap in just a second. So now we're going to go over the thoughts on captaincy. So captaincy, I'm going to scoot out of the way a little bit. And it says, once a player limits their hand, including when you open no trump, which says 15 to 17 points, used to be 16 to 18. Once you've made that bid, or you open 2 no trump, typically 20 to 21 points. Or even if you start with 2 clubs, a really strong hand, the artificial 2 club opening, and then your partner says a waiting bid, 2 diamonds, and then you rebid 2 no trump. I've still limited my hand. I could have gone 3 no trump to get that game bonus. So once I have made one of those bids or another bid where we have limited our hand, then I'm no longer the captain. It's not like I control it. I don't care if I've got 22 plus points. I've said my piece. You know it. I don't know your hand, and now I need your help. If you, on the other hand, signed off by saying the cheapest available bid or no trump, we'll get into these, then I will be the captain. So the principle of captaincy says is when one person's made their sign-off attempt, the other person steers the ship to the ultimate goal, which oftentimes is going to be a game, or maybe just playing in a part score, or maybe going to that slam. Okay, and finally, let's go ahead and take a look at some more. Oops, I've got my screen a little bit off there. There we go. Okay, after finding a suit fit, 1 spade, 2 spades, now we can use some more advanced principles. And if you haven't seen them before, make sure I at least cover them with you. And that is the concept of slow shows extra values, fast denies. So if it goes 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 spades, that's 1 bid. But if it goes 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 diamonds, I'm not saying I want to play in diamond. We want to have our major suit fit, but I'm exploring and I'm making a slow bid, looking for some extra help there. But if it goes 1 spade, 2 spades, you've said you've limited your hand with 6 to 9 points. And I go 4 spades, I've got the equivalent of 8 tricks. I'm only expecting 2 from you. So if you want to think of it as I have 19 to 21 points or a good 18, okay. But just be thinking about what is a suit fit, and then we start making slow bids after that to start showing extras. We'll see some examples. Okay, so a sign-off. Let's take a look at an example here. First of all, we have a sign-off, invitational, and forcing types of bids. We agree on that. So then we have to think about, well, what if there's interference? Or what if we're a passed hand? Now it gets a little bit more tricky, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and try one. Another is that, do I make a bid in the direct seat? That is where I'm not in the pass-out seat. Pass-out is when there's 2 passes to you. And if you make the pass, the auction's over, right? So if opponents are bidding, 1 heart, you do 1 spade, 2 hearts. If I do 2 spades, that shows some immediate values, where if it goes 1 spade, pass, 1 heart, my partner does, 1 club, pass, 1 heart, my partner does 1 spade, and then I wait till the pass out seat, the 3rd seat, then that shows where I maybe don't have quite as many values. So it's something to consider. We'll see some examples. Bidding no trump or rebidding the prior suit at the cheapest level. This is the most common thing. So let's see if we see an example here. Yes, here's one where it's 1 heart, 2 hearts. We bid the same suit. Or how about 1 heart or 1 diamond, 1 no trump. This is the lowest level, bidding no trump. Or where it's 1 diamond, 1 heart, and then back to me, and I bid 1 no trump. Well, if I had 15 to 17 points, I would have opened no trump. So I must have 12 to 14. I'm trying to sign off. All of those would be sign-off bids. And 1 diamond, 1 heart by you, 2 diamonds by me. Okay, I don't want to play in no trump, apparently. I must have some problem in one of the black suits, but I have good diamonds. Who knows? You may have only 3 or 4, but I must have 4 or maybe more. But I did have the hearts, or there, somebody's got the heart suit there. So if I have, I'm going to restate that because I'm looking at the auction wrong. 1 diamond, 1 heart, 2 diamonds. I'm showing that I have a 6-card suit. When we rebid the suit a second time, that says we have some extras there. Okay. So, yeah. And then the next one, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 2 hearts. This time I opened 1 diamond. You went 1 heart. I go 2 hearts. You may only have 4. I don't know if you have 5 or not. So if I bid 2 hearts, I most likely am going to have 4, and I'm just trying to sign off, right? Which is, I have the minimum of my opening values, that 12 to 14 points. Okay, all right, well, that's where we're going. So we're going to get into some invitational bids. These are the in-between, the tweener bids, where we're wanting to explore going to get that game bonus. We're inviting, I see people at the table, it'll go 1 spade, the next person goes 3 spades. You're not supposed to use that up inflection at the end to say, or as my father sometime would do, it'll go like, I'll go 1 heart, pass, and my father will say, pass with support. It means it's not bust. No, we can't. You make that table talk. But at any rate, the invitational bids show we have some interest in going to the next step. Might be looking for slam. I go 1 spade, you do 5 spades. It's like, what's that bid mean? Well, it does actually have a meaning. We'll get into that another time. But there are certain bids that are specialized. Okay, let's look at some examples. 1 heart by me, 3 hearts by you. In the old days, this would be back up until the 1950s. That would be a forcing bid to game. And then finally people say, we've been doing it all that way for so long, but I think we should do it another way. I think that should be invitational. And that after the 1950s, everyone said, yeah, that's a better way. If you've got enough to go to game, just bid 4 hearts or something, or do a waiting bid, do 2 diamonds or something else, and then do your 4 hearts. So yeah, it's for the last 60 years, 70 years now, it's been where that's considered invitational bid. Now, if you're playing weak jumps because you do something else like Bergen raises, then yeah, there are other methods, obviously. And if you have those, then you have to have it on your convention card. And you wouldn't want to be in a social bridge where you have these special agreements, but you don't disclose them. Okay, next is 1 diamond by me, 1 spade by you, 2 no trump. Okay, it looks like I have some interesting game. I didn't do 1 no trump. I didn't open 1 no trump. And if 2 no trump is 20 to 21 points, and 1 no trump is 15 to 17, then I must be something kind of in between there. We'll get into that in a second. So 1 diamond, 1 no trump, 2 no trump. Similarly, how many points? Does anybody have any thoughts on how many points you should have for these bids? I'm going to see if we get any input. I'm looking for your inputs there on what you think it might be to make these bids. And I'm going to have to go to my other computer here and do some navigation. So I'd like to wait a second, have you be thinking about this. Is a fairly important concept when 2 no trump is rebid. I don't see any comments coming on YouTube, and let's go take a look over on Facebook, and no, nothing yet. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay, let's go back. It's 18 points, or a good 17. And a lot of people get this wrong. Don't feel bad if you didn't get that answer. But when you rebid 2 no trump, you ought to have some Xers in this context. Now, if you're playing 1 of a minor, 1 no trump is 8 to 10, then we can obviously change it. But if it goes to where it's 1 minor, 1 major, and I go 2 no trump, I ought to have 18 points, or a very good 17, maybe a 5-card side suit. And if it goes 1 club, 1 no trump, and I go 2 no trump, same thing, unless you're playing 8 to 10 no trump responses. So that is something that you need to be kind of considering. And what's invitational? Because now I've got a big hand. Okay, you don't want to rebid 2 no trump with 16 points. And why didn't you just open 1 no trump, partner? Same with 17. And that's part of the reason why. If you want to think about the why, I'll give you that. That is because is that how many tricks do you need for 2 no trump? 8. Well, how many points you need to make 7 tricks? You need half the deck, right? Hopefully 1 more. So I'd like to have 21 to 22. And if I'm going to be in 2 no trump, I need more than 1 no trump. I got to have like about 23-ish points. Maybe 24 would be nice sometimes if my partner's hand is flat, not shapely. The finesses don't work. So you see why when you rebid 2 no trump, that is it? Okay, well, enough of that. Oh, I have another one. 1 diamond by me, 2 no trump by you. Is that invitational or is that forcing? The answer is, I don't know. Yeah, it depends on your partnership agreements. And people say, and I see this online all the time, I play standard American yellow card, SAYC. Well, guess what? If you look in SAYC, that is a forcing bid to game. That's one of those things that came back from the 50s. Everybody these days pretty much will say, oh, it's invitational, of course. Well, not in SAYC, it is not. Now, they might say, I play standard American. You say, okay, not the yellow card by the American Contract Bridge League. Fine, great. But if it turns out you're playing with somebody that is purely playing standard American yellow card, then that is a game forcing bid. Go figure. I don't think they should have done that, but whenever they created the yellow card, that's what it is. And the yellow card is the yellow card. So something to consider with your partners. Next, and let's get out of the way here. 1 spade by me, 2 spades by you, 3 spades. Is that invitational? I think everybody today would say yes. But back about 20 to 40 years ago, they said, well, that's a 1, 2, 3 stop. It's to make it so the opponents don't come in. I don't think that's necessarily a great way to play it. And it's kind of lost favor, but you know, if you're playing with somebody that is just playing social bridge, they've been playing it that way for 40 years, those are the things you might want to talk about. And I think there's something coming in. Grace has got, so I'm going to go take a look over here. And I see Helen says, 2 no trump response with 12 to 14 points. That's interesting. If your partner has opened and you're responding, you wouldn't need to have that much for invitational bid. But yeah, if you're talking about to be game points, or you're talking about this 1 diamond, 2 no trump, and you're playing the legacy way, then yeah, 12 to 14 points would do it because you're enforcing to game. But most of us today, it shows 10 to 11, a bad 12 points. So at any rate, that's a good point, and I'm glad you brought it up because it depends on partnership agreements. Okay, so next up, 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 spades. We talked about that. And after that, okay, how about this for an invitational bid? 1 no trump by me, 4 no trump by you. Well, that should be a quantitative, which says, if you're at the upper end of your 15 to 17, Michael, go to 6. If you think it's not really a good 15 to 17, you're 15, or maybe there's some like an outside jack, tripleton or something like that, maybe you don't want to go. So that's one that is an invitational, even though it's a obviously big hand. If I've got 15 to 17 and we need 33 for a partnership, so that would be one to consider. And I have the same thing again, and it should show a different auction, but the last one, 2 no trump. I got 20 to 21, you go 4 no trump. Obviously, you say, well, okay, 33, and he's got 20 to 21. I've got 12, so that would be something to consider. Now, let's see, do we have anything else there? Grace is tapping these. I'm not sure if it's coming in from YouTube or Facebook. So, Grace, we're going to have to work on this a little bit in the control room because I don't know. I don't have my screens consolidated, but I'm going to take a look over there. So stand by a second, and let's see if I get anything on YouTube. Okay, Patty's saying 18 points. John is saying no 4-card major. So also John is with I think immediate, it's 10 to 11. These, we're going back on some, so I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up with these. Yeah, I've got so many screens here. My apology. I'm going to go ahead and continue on, though, and I don't know if I can keep up with all of these great ones that are coming in. Hopefully tomorrow's lesson I can get it to where we can see it all a little bit better. Okay, well, here we go. And then, of course, the one that a lot of people mess up, and it's okay, it's a partnership agreement. Pass by you, pass by a right-hand opponent, and I don't do 1 spade, I do 2 spades. Well, why would you want to preempt when you're in the pass-out seat? Doesn't make sense, does it? So if it's 2 of a major in the 4th seat, what is it about? It says you have a good opening hand, and you have at least 2 defensive tricks in the side suits, a king and a queen, or an ace and a queen in side suits, whatever. So, yeah, it means you have some extras and you have some interest in game, and you want to be sure you get up wide of the 2 level, because the opponents, you don't want them coming in right away and with their diamond or another suit. So something to consider. So, yeah, I think what we're doing is we're saying is that here's a situation where we have an opportunity to make bids in the pass out seat when everybody else is not bid, to make it a different method. And I think you would agree is that when it gets in the 4th seat, you wouldn't want to make a 2 heart or a 2 spade preempt to bid. Normally just open 1 heart or 1 spade. So it should show something different. It shows a good opener, oftentimes a 6-card suit, and 2 defensive tricks on the side. You're saying, partner, I know you passed, but do you have a good 5 point somewhere? I know you don't have 6. How about, do you have 11 points somewhere, right? Because you didn't open with 11 points either. So I'm looking for something. Are you, what was it on Goldilocks? Is it bed too hard, too soft, or just right? Okay, good. All right, forcing examples. Okay, the next round is that the flavors could be 1 round forcing. I'm forcing you to bid 1 more time. It could be forcing to game, or it could be forcing to game. And I've got some opportunities for slam here, depending upon the context of the bidding. Let's look at it. Okay, and also the partnership agreements. Asbath, you agree with Asbath, don't you? And I got it mistyped. It should be an A on the last one rather than I. All strange bids are forcing, not all strange bids is forcing. So Asbath. So yeah, if you have something you don't understand the bid, then just assume it's forcing. And I'll tell you what to do if you're not sure what to do next, just in a moment. So 1 heart by me, 1 spade by you. It's a forcing bid. You could have 20 points. 1 heart by me, 2 clubs by you. Well, now I know that you've got 10 points or more. You don't have 4 spades, I don't believe, or else you got more clubs than you do spades. But that would be forcing. 1 heart, 2 no trump by you. Even in the old ways, that was still game forcing. Modern style, it shows 4 or more card support and opening values looking for slam, but without having to go right to 4 no trump. the Jacoby 2 no trump. Next, 1 no trump by me, 2 no trump by you. I've got 15 to 17. You're saying, Michael, if you've got a good 16 or 17, go to 3 no trump. 1 heart by me, 1 no trump if we're playing the 2/1 system. That is a forcing bid with that system, if you're playing that or have heard it. Next, 1 diamond, 2 no trump. Well, here again, it depends if you're playing it standard American, which is game forcing. Most of us would say, it's just invitational. 1 club by me, 2 diamonds by you, rather than 1 diamond. What's that? Is that a strong jump shift? Or are you playing crisscross, which says it's invitational? You don't want to bid 2 no trump. So, and same with 1 diamond, 3 clubs. Those are typically some type of forcing bid. And then 1 diamond, 2 spades. Are you playing strong jump shifts or weak jump shifts? It all depends. Okay, Grace, I think I'm going to have you come in. I can't go back and forth between the screens. The control room is giving me dings, but it's just not going to help. So you can either come on the speaker, Grace, or else just come by the room and see what's going on. I got to keep going. So 1 heart, 3 diamonds. What's that? Is that a strong jump shift or is that a Bergen raise? 1 club or 1 heart, 4 clubs. A lot of people say that's a splinter bid. It's more than even a double raise. It's a double jump raise. So yeah, that is an example where that normally shows 8 to 12 points. Some of you will do it with 13 or more. No, use Jacoby 2 no trump. Hi, someone's there. Yes, Grace.
Hi, John says can pass 1 north, 2 north.
Can pass 1 north to 2 north? I don't quite get it.
Not forcing, conventional.
Say the auction again. Oh, I see it now. Okay. Well, I don't know the rest of the, I mean, obviously if it's 1 no trump, 2 no trump, that is invitational, not forcing. So if I've got it as forcing, I've made it, a mistake there, but I thought that should be on the invitational page, not on this page. So at any rate, thank you, John, if I got that wrong. So 1 no trump, 2 no trump is invitational, unless you're playing 4-way transfers, but we're not going to get into that today. Okay, so going back to these is that, as I said, when it goes 1 heart, 4 clubs or 4 diamonds, then that says you have a shortage in that suit. You have a singleton or a void. You have enough for game, but you don't have a really big hand. And you're using a lot of space you're taking away. So it's used one of those things where maybe at 22, 24 points between the partnership, you can get a slam because you've got distribution, because you're going back and forth with cross rubs or promoting suits. So that's a very specialized bid, and so it should be done with those values. Anyway, that would be a forcing bid. That's the main thing. And 1 heart, 4 no trump. Okay, you're saying that's a Blackwood bid, and show me your aces, and that would be obviously a forcing bid. Okay, 2 club opening. That's a forcing bid. I had somebody I was playing with in Sonoma, California, dear friend, and was busy talking the first round. I opened 2 clubs, and my partner passed. Yeah, we made the auction, but we missed a slam. So 2 clubs is an artificial bid. All artificial bids are forcing. 1 no trump, 2 clubs. 2 clubs is a stamen saying, partner, do you have a 4-card major? It's forcing. 1 no trump, 2 diamonds. Most everybody plays that as transfer bids. The Jacoby transfer saying, we want the stronger hand to play, so I want you to bid hearts. Or if you bid 1 no trump, 2 hearts, transfer to spades, and so on. 1 spade by me, 2 spades by you. 2 no trump by me is not saying I want to play no trump. We've got 8-card fit. We've got a golden fit. Maybe it's more than 8. And now I am looking to get a game. So I bid 2 no trump saying, can you help me in a suit? Or if I rebid 3 clubs, 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 clubs, I'm saying I need help in the club suit. Can you have like a king doubleton or ace queen third or something like that? And Grace, I don't see anything else for coming in on YouTube. I know it's Facebook. Yes. Yeah, I see where I am covering a little bit of there. And let's see what I can do. Well, that didn't do it. Now where am I at? I gotta go get the cursor back. And get this screen back up. Okay. And now that I'm there, can I go somewhere else? Michael, go somewhere else. Hey, well, a little bit of me over here. So, okay. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. And let's see if I can now go back to the other screen. This is exciting. And am I back? Not yet. There we are. Okay. So continuing on, one heart by me, one spade by an opponent, and two spades by you. You're consorting with the opponent. You're bidding the opponent's suit. So yeah, this would be an example where that's a forcing bid. And it shows like you've got support from my hearts to me, and you have at least invitational, maybe game values. It's at least is forcing one round. We don't know that we're going to be in game yet, but you certainly have interest in saying, tell me more about your hand. Or one club by the opponent, you hear one opponent, and then you bid two clubs, two of the suit, or three of the suit. And that if it's one club, two club, you're saying you have the majors, 5-5 in the majors. And if it goes one club, three clubs, I'm scratching my head. I guess maybe if I can stop and have a stopper in the clubs, I can bid three no trump, I think. And if it goes one club, four clubs by you, wow, it sounds like you have 5-5 in the majors and game values. How about that? So these are bids that are Q bidding the opponent's suit. And by definition, they are forcing. And I'm going to see if I can, with a little bit of luck, go on the other side of the screen. Do I dare? And I think it's going to change to another screen, so I'm not going to be able to do that. And let's see if I just go over there. Oh, I think I got those. So Q bids are one round forcing or one RF, and sometimes they're GF, game forcing bids. Okay, next. One diamond by me, one spade by you, two hearts by me. I go to a higher level. I broke the barrier at a higher level suit, ranking suit. I started with clubs. This shows 17 or more. It's called a reverse bid. You broke the barrier by that person. They're a little bit confusing, but that is considered a forcing bid for one round, whether you want to or not. Maybe you only got 5 points, but maybe I have 20 points. Sorry, you got a bid. Okay, one heart by me, one spade by you, three clubs by me. A strong jump shift is always game forcing. Doesn't mean I want to play in clubs. So one diamond by me, one spade by you, another suit, two clubs, and two hearts. Wow, we bid all the suits. Fourth suit is oftentimes artificial. It's the fourth suit forcing. It's better, I think, to play it game forcing, but some of you may want to say it's just one round forcing. One diamond, one heart, one no trump, two clubs. We could have played in one no trump. Why am I going to clubs? New minor forcing or check back stamen. Pass by me, one heart by you, two clubs by me. If you're playing the Drury Convention, excuse me, I'm Douglas Drury, used to live in San Francisco. He moved up to Sebastopol on the other side of us in this area, and he had a partner, a dentist that was always overbidding. So he said, I need to play this convention, and it's caught on. Okay, so Q bidding controls are normally done after you have a partnership fit. A Q bid typically shows where you have a control in that suit. So once we have a fit, we'll see some examples. And so normally after that, you show an ace if you have the first round of control, or you have a void. That's like the first round of control. You're just going to be trumping it. Okay, some play that it's an ace or a king. It doesn't have to be an ace for a control. I mean, those are normally controlled the primary honors, aces and kings. And the Italians came up with this. They're called Italian Q bids. But if you're saying that after one heart, three hearts, can I do three spades with a king, or does it have to be an ace? That is the difference on how you play that. Interesting. So here's an auction. One spade by you, three spades by me. Remember, that's invitational bid. I've got 10 to a bad 12 points. Almost enough for game? Not quite. And then you do four clubs. It sounds like you've got a control in clubs. I guess it's an ace, or if you're playing Italian, it could be the king or a singleton. And then I do four hearts. Okay, I've got an ace in the heart suit, but I don't in the diamond suit, do I? Because I bypassed that suit. And then it goes 5 hearts. My partner is like, well, okay, we're okay on that suit too. I've got something there. So, that is the way it could proceed. So these are called Q bids, and you Q bid when you have some deficiencies where you couldn't bid for no trump, which I'll speak about in a moment. 1 heart, 3 hearts, 4 diamonds, 4 spades. Similar there. Okay, I see our time is short, so I think I may want to go to the hand. I got some more, but I just want to cover a couple points. When you bid for no trump, you're asking for slam. What was his name? Easley Blackwood. There, I got it. When he came up with the Blackwood bid, you're supposed to have on the side suits where you don't have a void, and on the side suits, you have either an ace or a king. And if we got 33 points, awesome. But if they've got the ace and the king of a side suit, almost they take the ace and then the king. It's like, yeah, we had 30 points, but it must have been in secondary honors, the jacks and the queens. So, oops. So if you're asking when you bid for no trump, you ought to have controls in the side suits. If you don't, what do? You Q bid. Yeah, that's why we Q bid. So that's the purpose of Q bids, and some other reasons, because it keeps the auction lower rather than all of a sudden you're up at the 5 level after you bid for no trump. You start with 5 clubs. So that's why. So I had something I was going to show. I'm going to save it for another time, though. We're going to come back to this because we got to get to the hand. And so I'm going to go back to the other screen. I hope you're doing well so far. But this is a whole week's worth, and I think that's what I'm going to do, is be covering this all week long. So over here on this screen, let's see, F1, F2, there it is. There's our hand. And how do I get to that screen is the question. I think this should do it. If I take that screen off. Yes. Okay. And I'm going to go somewhere else. Scoot me back over here. Good. Okay. And we're going to start off by showing South is the dealer. Okay, our hand of the day is here. And that's a nice hand, isn't it? It is in hearts. We've got a lot of goodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 2 high. Should I count distribution points? Well, it takes a long time to support this suit. I just see 2 points there. In clubs, ace king, there's another 7 in the club suit. In diamonds, a stiff singleton ace, nice 4. And in spades, another 7. So I've got 14 points in the black suits, another 4 in the ace and the diamonds. What do you want to bid? Do you want to go 2 clubs, 1 heart, or punt? You don't know. Don't bid no trump, please. Yeah, I think you're going to open 1 heart, and if partner makes a peep, you're going to go 4 hearts. Well, or 3 no trump or something. I would expect my partner's probably long in diamonds. My partner's always got a lot in the suit I'm short in, but I'm just going to do 1 heart. Okay, over to the next hand is going to be West. West has got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a 7, 4, 2, 0. Isn't that fascinating? But look at the spades. How junky are those? 9, jack 9, 7 times. So yeah, you could do 2 spades. And if they end up in 6 no trump and your partner gives away a king and they've got the ace queen, you're really sorry. So I think you just should pass. I know, but it only hurts a second. Okay, to the north hand. North hand has 7 points in partner's heart suit. Ace king, another king in diamonds, king 10, 9, 4th. That's a 4, 4, 3, 2. That old common shape we see all the time. So, oops, I showed that as 7. Let's make that a 3. There we go. So we got 10 points. And I'm going to give it X1 anyway. I've got a doubleton here and an extra trump. So it feels like about 11. So what are we going to bid? Yep, it's invitational. 3 hearts. Great. And over to the east hand. East, a 5, 4, 2, 2, no values there, a pass. Back to south. I'm going to show them all at this point in time. So here we go. Aha! Okay, you've heard three hearts. What do you want to bid next? Do you want a cube bid? Do you want to do four no trump? If you're playing 1430 key card, you're really kind of interested to know whether your partner has the ace and the king, right? And if you have where the king counts as one of the quote semi-aces as a control, a key card, then you could do four no trump. And your partner says, well, I have two controls. Let's see. The first control is clubs. The second, one or four. 1 or 4 is clubs. 3 or 0 is 5 diamonds. And so I'm going to do 5 hearts to say I have 5 hearts without the queen. And that's what you wanted to hear, right? You're only missing the ace and the king. And if your partner has got, we bid 3 hearts, I believe that they should have something that's could promote on the black suit, or hopefully the queen, or a king of diamonds or something. So that would be one way. And the other way, and this kind of gets into these fancy bids, 1 heart, 3 hearts, 5 no trump. I doubt anybody here plays that. This is called a Grand Slam force bid. Maybe this isn't the best time to illustrate the use of it, but it says basically this. Partner, if you have only one of the hearts for the primary ace, king, queen, just play 6 hearts. If you have 2 of the top 3, ace, king, queen, bid 7 hearts. And that is what I'll finish with today. Yes, Grace?
John has a comment. 3 loser hand, you bid 3 south of 5. Knowing partner has 8, then can get to 7 NP.
That's a good one, Sean. Yeah, maybe in this hand, if you're like peeking at both of them, that's an interesting point. I will say this, is that first off, you don't want to be able to use losing trick count. No. It doesn't count with this hand, because remember we said that you either have to have a fit with partner, or you have to, and we will later, we can do it. But before that, we take a look at the suit quality. We have 1 honor, and it's kind of questionable. So let's say we've got 1 honor plus 7 long is equal to 8. No, you need to have 9 plus to consider it where you can do losing trick count initially. But once your partner has supported your suit, you've got at least an 8 card fit. And obviously we know its partner has at least 3, and we've got 7. We're in deep clover. So at that point, once you heard partner bid 2 hearts, if it was 1 heart, 2 hearts, now we can go ahead and begin doing that. So, but if it's 1 heart, 3 hearts, for sure, looks like they probably have 4 in our suit or some good value somewhere else. So once you have a fit with your partner, you can then, on your suit that you have a fit, and this is ostensibly a major most times, is that then we could do the losing trick count, and you could say we have 1 loser, and we have another 2 losers, 2 and 1, 3 losers. It's like, yeah. And the question will be, is that don't have a hand like we had yesterday that I showed you at the end of the day, where my partner opened 1 spade and I've got 7. That doesn't necessarily guarantee you that you're going to be in 7 no trump. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. If my partner, let's say, had we had a problem with the entries, then anyway, something to consider. But if you're playing match points, sometimes we like to get that extra 10 points to get just a little bit ahead of everybody, and we get the top score, and everybody else just gets average scores. In an imps game, as I said, Barry Crane said one of his commandments were you never bid 7 level because it could be bad splits. Now, there are obvious exceptions, but you probably wouldn't be playing on his team if you did that. So I know we've gone a little more than half an hour, and I hope that this was fun and beneficial. There is a lot to be said for invitational, forcing, and sign-off bids. And I think this week we're going to have a little bit more of that, and we'll see if we can have some fun hands to kind of illustrate. So part of it will be if you're just more at the social level, that's fine. And if you're at the advanced level, I'm going to try to have something for you too. That is my challenge. So, as always, thank you for coming by BridgeHands, and I hope you enjoy these as much as I do. These are something I'm going to try to do all through this month, and we're going to see how it turns out. But I look forward to your feedback on these, and I'm getting a little bit better, hopefully, every day myself. What happened today is that I got everything, all my systems booted up, except for my laptop, and then my laptop, when I hooked it up, it's like the software would say, no, it wasn't there when you booted. So I had to hook it up to another port, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So thanks for coming by BridgeHands, and I hope you have a good day playing bridge. We look forward to hearing from you. And until Tuesday, happy trails. Grace, you have something to finish with. Okay, John and Lisa, good. Okay, this coming from John. Okay, well, let's see if I can clear this off and get a little note here. Thank you for that. With a king ask. Okay, so let's say I'm going to go something fairly rudimentary just in the interest of time. Oops. There it is. And so a king ask. So, okay, so it goes 1 heart, and these are brute force people. They just go 4, no trump. And it goes to 5 clubs, which says what, 1 or 4 if you're playing key cards we're talking about. So remember, it goes 1 or 4 equals 5 clubs. 3 or 0 is 5 diamonds, and 2 without the queen, 5 hearts, and 2 with is 5 spades. Okay, so we're hopefully good on that. So anyway, I did 5 clubs, so I think I probably have 1. Do you agree? They say if you can't figure it out, you shouldn't be playing the convention. Well, if my partner went 4 no trump, I don't think they're chopped liver. I think they probably got 3 or 4 myself. Yeah, I probably just had 1. So anyway, on this auction anyway. All right, so far so good. And now this person is the captain. And so they are controlling the auction. I am just kind of, even though I opened, I'm letting my partner steer the ship. So, okay, my partner then comes back and says, 5 no trump. You do not ask for kings unless you have all of the keys, right? So in this situation is that they're saying, yeah, we have all of the keys, or maybe enough hearts that you don't care about the king of trump, right? If I've got 5 when I opened and you've got 7 or 6, it's unlikely it's going to be 2-0. So at any rate, yeah, you bid 5 no trump, which says, okay, now we're interested in asking the kings is what the question is. So says with the king ask, then no, they have the king of diamonds, either system of, oops, something changed on the screen, or Q bid up the line. So, you know, depending upon how you're playing, a lot of people play, oops, specific kings, and some people play other ways. But a lot of people play up the line. So, you know, if I have the king of clubs, then I bid 6 clubs. If I don't have the king of clubs, but I have the king of diamonds, then I'll bypass 6 clubs, I'll bid 6 diamonds, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to get into a lot more depth here. It's all very good discussion, but I think I'll go ahead and pass the rest of that for today, because that can get quite pithy and detailed. But I hope that that is helpful. And so if that's okay for today, let's go ahead and do a wrap. And got 2 of me there, boy, isn't that exciting? Okay, there's 1 of me. So thanks for coming by, and all your interest and participation, and I'll see if I can do a little bit better tomorrow on getting this chat going there. Grace, thanks for helping. I'm sorry that they were about a minute behind on YouTube. They were, as we said, just running a little bit
slow today. They were very slow. And that makes me have some drama. But
I know the elves are going to get it fixed, and it'll be fine tomorrow.
So until then, happy trails to you until I see you again. Peace out. Bye for now. Happy trails to you.